This is the $42 Nokia 235 4G. You can play Crossy Road, Doodle Jump, and Snake to bring back some of the old memories from the early 2000s. The difference in 2024 is that all of them except the first two now have internet, and you can use it to access a limited number of supported websites. The first device I'm Ben testing is the $12 Nokia 105 Classic. Nokia phones are known to be the strongest devices mankind has ever produced, but is it strong enough to withstand the bend test? I guess we'll find that out soon. Without removing the back panel and the battery pack, it seems impossible to break this phone in half, just with your bare hands. Jerry Rig, if you're watching this, I challenge you to break any of the first three devices on the table without removing the back panel or the battery pack. Before I got my hands on these things, I thought I would have no problem breaking these devices in half. But, boy, I was wrong. Technically speaking, removing the back panel and battery pack is cheating. And in principle, already the first phone has defeated me, so the score is 1-0 in favor of Nokia. The second phone is the $14 Nokia New One 05. And just like the first one, breaking it with the back panel on, not a chance. You would have to be John Cena or perhaps Devin Larratt to do that. It might seem that without the back panel, I'm easily able to break these phones. But trust me, I struggled for much longer with every phone, and what you're seeing is a highly edited version of the reality. Now we move on to the $20 Nokia 130 Music. At this point, I shouldn't even be trying without removing the back panel first, as these devices have proven just how weak I am. If I had known that it is going to be this hard, I would have gotten myself a gym membership 1 month ago. The Nokia 130 Music proved to be the toughest amongst them all. This phone is so strong, it seems that it was forged in the heart of a dying star by ancient gods. Boy, oh boy. This one was tough. I must have exerted like a couple metric tons of force to get this thing to bend. I guess they are not lying when they say, if Nokia made space rockets, they would never explode. Now we move on to the $37 Nokia 6310 with a 2.8 inches LCD screen. It has 8 megabytes of internal storage with 16 megabytes of RAM. It also features a state-of-the-art 2 megapixel camera with a battery that will outlast civilization itself. So far, I haven't been able to break any of the phones without removing the back panel. The Nokia 6310 without the back panel was the easiest to break thus far. If you have any suggestions of what I should break next, let me know in the comments. And also, please don't say break a Rolex or an RTX 5090, because I really can't afford that. This phone was perhaps the most satisfying one to break because it broke so easily. Now we have the $42 Nokia 235. It also has a 2.8-inch LCD display with a state-of-the-art 2 megapixel camera. This is the first phone I was able to break without removing the back panel. And the score right now is 4-1 in favor of Nokia. Since removing the back panel is considered cheating, I could only count this one as a win for me. Unlike the other phones, which snap from the middle, this is the first time that the screen snapped in half. These phones, even though aren't popular anymore, they are still widely used in the third world countries. The best use case I can think of it is when you're traveling to remote areas, you could carry it for important phone calls, and they would easily last for days before the battery dies. With a power bank, you could be looking at several months worth of power at least. Next up is the $44 Nokia 3210 with a slightly smaller 2.4-inch LCD screen and the same 2 megapixel camera. At this point, my hand was hurting and my muscles were sore. I think if I was fresh, I could have broken it with the back panel on. Unfortunately, I had to remove the back panel once again. With the back panel off, breaking it wasn't even a challenge. I think there's somewhat of an inverse correlation between the price and the build quality when it comes to mobile phones in general. At last we have the $50 Nokia 2660 Flip. It also has a 2.8-inch LCD screen with a 0.3 megapixel camera. Flip phones aren't usually best suited for the bend test. As expected, the Nokia Flip was by far the easiest one of them all. The screen and the keypad were just too tempting to not break, ranking them from the least to the most difficult. I would put the $50 Flip as the easiest, with the $20 Nokia 130 Music being the most difficult. I've arranged them in order, from the easiest on the left to the most difficult on the right. However, a slight correction, the second one from the right was the most difficult and not the one you see on the screen.